Yeah, meantime, Florida feeling like they're experiencing some tropical activity, tropical downpours coming through, but it's
tropical
not
moisture for sure.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
That's a good point. And I'll tell you what, it is your rainy season. So the Sunshine State dealing with more storms, especially during the afternoon. We're going to keep that flood potential up again, level 1 out of 4, just about every day this week. And that today it does extend all the way up in through almost the Florida-Georgia line. Panhandle kind of left out of it. However, we sure need it, right? You've got all of this moisture that's in place. And if you get one lifting mechanism, to your point, like we were talking about with the tropics, you get something to pick it up and lift it and squeeze it out. It is all in place, and that we have in place, my friends. So having said that, again, from the Florida-Georgia line to the Keys, southeastern corner of the state dealing with some heavy rain. And let's not forget, you've been dealing with day after day after day.
Yeah, we've been in the weather pattern for several weeks, and it looks like this is going to continue as we push all the way through this weekend to the upcoming weekend. But there's a little bit of a change. The front is going to be sagging to the south, still kind of stagnant, but with that movement, it means that we're going to have a little bit of a squeeze play on South Florida. We could actually increase the flood potential for the end of the week just because of the positioning of the front.
Yeah, it's places like Miami to Fort Lauderdale. We'll give you a shot of Fort Lauderdale this morning. You got a couple of breaks right now. Enjoy those while you can. Of course, urban areas are dealing with heavier rain. You flood quickly, especially with the amount of rain you've had. And look at the totals since Sunday. Miami, 6.25 inches of rain. And believe it or not, some of these areas are finally making a dent on the drought that you've been experiencing.
Well, that number out of Miami, 4 inches of that happened in 4 hours on Monday.
Yikes.
So, you know, it's not even keeled, so to speak, on where we're collecting it. You'll notice a change to the flood outlook. They've upgraded to a level 2 for the next 3 days. There is some conversation of maybe seeing an additional upgrade somewhere in that time frame. We'll wait to see if that is triggered. But again, seeing the increase is a little bit of a gut punch because once you get out of a level 1, you're talking about a higher potential for street flooding. A level 3, we would be concerned about seeing more widespread flooding. So it's one of those setups that you need to be vigilant. You know, if you're going to be driving around, especially in the afternoon, just know that you might have to turn around. You could see some water on the road, find another way. We also are running the risk of some isolated issues at the airports. We've already seen that in Miami. They had a temporary ground stop. Because if you have thunderstorms, you can't get people out. Yeah. There's a look at that movement. So again, if you live in Orlando, you actually are going to end up on the good side of this, where you could see some drier weather for Thursday and Friday. South of that, it's a no-go. But at least maybe we can get it down to the I-4 corridor that some folks in Central Florida could see a break.